Hello, everybody. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the new fellow travelers, and to those of you returning, welcome back. You are loved, valued, and very much appreciated. How about we take some time to show ourselves some love? Why don't you give yourself a big hug? Gentle reminder, it is important to balance your chakras on an everyday basis. It will assist you on your journey to wellness. And after a while, you will notice and recognize the effects of self-care. Now let's begin our chakra exercise. We'll begin with the crown chakra. I know I am submerged in love. Third eye chakra, I see what it means to be free. Throat chakra, I speak freely. Heart chakra, I love. I love so many. Solar plexus chakra, I can feel secure. Sacral chakra, I feel important. Root chakra, I have support. Now for today, the title will be Moving Beyond All Previous Setbacks. Moving beyond all previous setbacks. Now, I like this title. And one of the reasons why I like it is because there are times in life that you find yourself in a rut. Whether it is a rut or feeling as you are experiencing stagnation, you don't see yourself moving forward. And in a sense, you are moving backward, because if you're not moving forward, you're stunted. And part of life, as a matter of fact, the journey of life is growth. And so if you're not growing spiritually, mentally, and physically, then yes, you are experiencing some type of stagnation. And those of you that may be questioning, what does it mean to grow physically? Well, if you participate in regimens that consist of self-care, you will most likely include some types of physical activity where you strengthen your core, you work on your muscles, you work on your abilities to keep yourself and condition your body in a manner that will assist you to maneuver and fulfill all your responsibilities. If you just sit back on the couch every day and you watch TV, or you smoke, or you watch videos, engage in social media, and don't cater to this vessel, this gift from God, what happens is, surely and slowly, it begins to deteriorate because you're not taking care of it. There are times you need to detox. As you detox, you replenish, and it increases movement towards maintaining your health. As you condition your body grows. Now, in the sense of mental, what does it mean to grow mentally? Well, even as adults, there are areas that need attention. There were issues that were not fully handled in a manner that your inner child felt sufficient enough to let go. And as you grow and become in the awareness that you have childhood issues, and take the time to familiarize yourself with inner child healing, you will begin to gain the resources and develop the tools needed in order to close chapters that were left opened. Because you must return to the present in a frame of mind that is free from yesterday's terrors. In the spiritual sense, you grow when you allow your authentic self to prevail. You allow yourself to move towards interests in order to fulfill your seeker desires. There are certain things that have always been in the back of your mind. There have been several questions that you've had, but due to people pleasing and due to conforming and due to fear of the unknown, you have been a fence and have been preventing yourself to open all of your eyes and see the truth. That is a misfortune because, as you've heard, the truth will set you free. And so these steps and these guidelines, these categories can assist you in developing a customized map for your own journey. Made to assist you to move beyond all previous setbacks. It begins with a choice. It begins with seeking help. It begins with surrendering to your life's purpose and your highest good. Now, certain things that may have affected you in the mental sense involves manipulation. We all have been in contact with those that manipulate, starting from our childhood. And because it's been so familiar to us, many of us have learned to adapt to that system and allowed it to influence our lives and our choices. Mind manipulation is not of a higher vibration. Mind manipulation is not of a higher vibration. I'm going to say it one more time. For those of you that do it in the shadows, know that God sees you, and know that the ones that are the leaders see you as well. Mind manipulation is not of a higher vibration. And I understand what I'm about to say will not be pleasing in some of your ears. And in my truth, I'll be saying what comes to mind. So prepare yourself for the rawness of delivery. Number one, I don't care. Write that down. Number two, I'm just a messenger. Write that down. Number three, this is an offering. You take it or you leave it. Because this is not mind manipulation. And this is an example why we should not be manipulating each other. We should all have our free will, our birthright, our freedom of choice. We should all live our own lives. And co-write our own stories. We even have the right to change our minds and make our own decisions. Harm no one, but take no oppression. I'm going to say that again. Harm no one, but take no oppression. Freedom is calling. Freedom is calling. Harm no one, but take no oppression. That is yesterday's way of maneuvering and conquering and colonizing. But today is a new day. This is a new dawn. This is your rude awakening. The past shall remain in the past, and the present of today is a gift from God. Live in your truth. Someone in here is living in their lie. You're being told to live in your truth. Someone in there is afraid of their truth. You're being told to live in your truth. Unless you live in your truth, you will never experience an honorable life. Because in order for you to attract an honorable life, you must honor yourself, your authentic self. It begins with you. It is time to stop pointing fingers, stop blaming others, stop your pity parties, and get real with yourself. You are in the front of the line when it comes to devaluing yourself. Not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your brother, not your friends, not your cousins, not your enemies. No one can make you feel unworthy unless you give them the permission to do so. I'm going to repeat that. I said I'm going to repeat that. No one can make you feel unworthy unless you give them the permission to do so. One more time. Because someone in the back is still in denial. No one can make you feel unworthy unless you give them the permission to do so. Why? Because you can detach yourselves. It is a choice. You can detach yourself. Detaching comes in 3 factors: physical, mental, spiritual. Physically, no contact. I said no contact. Mentally, redirecting your thoughts. When you begin to think of a lower vibration, redirect your thoughts. I am aware that we have automatic thoughts. They are inscribed in our conscience since childhood. In fact, A lot of the negative messages that you receive is rooted from what you've heard. You're not too smart. You're a bad boy. You're just like your father. You'll never amount to nothing. It's in your bloodline. Like father, like son. Some of you women in your childhood have heard you just like your mother. You just like your grandmother. You're going to get pregnant just like your mother, just like your grandmother out of wedlock. Some of you have heard, you'll never get married. No one will ever want you. You have nothing to offer. You're ugly. You're dumb. You're worthless. You're used up. You're a slut. And you allow these messages to penetrate in the essence of who you are. You disarm yourself and you surrender to the darkness. Meanwhile, in God, there is armor. I'm going to repeat that for somebody. I said, meanwhile, in God, there is armor. Meanwhile, in God, there is armor. And so when you receive these messages that are telling you that you are unworthy in whatever capacity, when you are in God's armor, it no longer penetrates and takes direction to your soul. It only touches the surface of your mental state. And you redirect it and say, I am smart. I am beautiful. I am confirmation. I am worthy. I can be whoever I want to be. I am lovable. I will get married. I will live responsibly. I will be honorable. I will, because I'm God's gift. I said I will because I'm God's gift. I will because I'm God's gift. You do not penalize yourself when you receive the negative messages. In fact, if you've practiced any form of mindfulness, you do not push away any of the thoughts. In fact, you just add on to the list and affirm the truth. When you hear, I'm not smart, you return and redirect it with I am. And I'm being told to tell you, lying to yourself will not be of service to you. If you know that you can benefit in areas in relation to your intelligence, and you have issues with feeling inadequate in the Department of Intelligence, then you need to get to work. You need to go to school. You need to read a book. You need to change your life. Telling yourself that you are everything requires efforts being made to achieve everything. Now, in my youth, as I've shared before, I have never engaged in club life. Not because I am better than you in that sense, but because that is not what attracted me. What attracted me was ways to develop myself, because I always had a belief that my dreams were attainable, which they are. And in order for me to achieve my dreams, I have to position myself in a manner that they will be at hand's reach. And in order for me to reach that plateau, I have to educate and train myself in order to achieve it, because I believe it. And this is why when others would be spending their times at the bars, at the clubs, hanging out, I will be confirmation. I will be the one that will be at that single woman's conference. No matter if the church is 5 minutes away, or the church is 1 hour away. I will be the one that will have the calendars, the itineraries, and the schedules, the weekly schedules of my entire city. I never limited myself to a church membership. I always believed in community. I always believed in taking what you want and leaving the rest. I always believed it takes a village. Therefore, this church may assist me in this capacity. This other church may assist me in this capacity. This other church may assist me in this capacity. As a matter of fact, this community social service building can assist me in this capacity. This other one can assist me in this capacity. Even schools, even libraries, even hospitals. Some of you are not even aware that some hospitals also offer lectures. That some local universities also offer lectures. That some libraries also offer lectures. We cannot continue to blame. I'm going to repeat that. Because some of us have been living a life of blame. Everyone did us wrong. Everyone deserves to pay. Everyone needs to join us in our misery. Meanwhile, what have you done? How have you pulled yourself out of your induced rut? It is induced because it is due to your lack of effort. The reason why some people succeed and some people fail is one word. You're all seeking for transportation, correct? You're all seeking for transportation, correct? You're all seeking for transportation, all right? Correct? Well, what differentiates those that succeed and those that fail is drive. I said is drive. Are you willing to drive yourself up north? Because you cannot benefit from the connections and the opportunities that you receive up north if you decide to reside down south. Because that's where mama and them live. That's where your childhood friends live. That's where your friends and benefits live. It's a choice. You hold the key to what door that you open. mind over matter. How have you guided your mind? Have you opened your mind? Are you still closed-minded? It is time to investigate yourself, because many of you utilize precious time to be delinquents, frankly, to be bugaboos in people's lives, to be pigeons reaching to fly as eagles. Meanwhile, you stay looking down and picking up the crumbs. Meanwhile, the eagles have a view that you've never had a clue of. And generation after generation after generation, you remain the pigeons in a lustful nature connecting with other pigeons and hating on eagles. Your only attempts to be an eagle is to pick up their crumbs, is to watch them fly, is to criticize how they fly, when they fly, who they flying with, where did they fly to, and continue to feast on their crumbs. Continue to experience what they've released. The towers that you are experiencing in your lives, pigeons, is what the eagles have released to the ground. Now, what I've brought to your attention, I do realize confirmation. I do realize you would have to exercise your brain. You would have to meditate. You would have to read in between the lines in order to absorb the direction of change. My recommendation to you, if you are willing to be true with yourself and understand your limitations, rather than knock someone down when they offer you some direction, it would behoove you to connect to another who is in the energy of morality. Follow along, because that is very essential. I said in the energy of morality, because some of you that you engage with, some of you that you ask advice from, some of you that you consider, some of those that you consider your leaders are immoral. And so their advice, their guidance, their wisdom is of a lower vibration, is in the stage of the pigeon mentality. And so you need to connect with those that are in the morality of a higher vibration, and experiencing their harvest season. You see, these eagles already have their homes. Their nests are in areas that are not in eye's view of those below. They have their own communities. They have their own networks. And due to their foundations, they excel in their abilities. When you want to experience victory, you respect those that have achieved it. And instead of throwing stones, pay attention. Be patient. Trust God. Lean on building your understanding. Stop You stop hating because hating is of a lower vibration. Instead of moving forward, you are pulling yourself back. Stop hating and begin appreciating. God help us. Help us, God. Help us, God. Help us, God. Moving beyond all previous setbacks. It is time for you to learn about emotional abuse. Not just the abuse that you believe in your mind that you've experienced. Confirmation. But the terminology and the research and the resources available surrounding it. Learn more about narcissistic abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. Find the resources in your communities that will assist you to release and vent what no longer serves you. To receive the guidance you need to care for your mental state. In baby steps. Do not focus on a destination. Focus on the healing. For some, it takes a while. It takes years. But if you are fully pledged in surrendering to healing, it won't take a lifetime. Don't be the next person who transitions broken. I said, don't be the next person who transitions broken. One more time. Don't be the next person that transitions broken. You see, when you leave these premises, another awaits. Don't forward yourself in shame. I know that went over some people's heads, but those who know. I said, those who know. It's sad that I even have to bring this up. But change isn't going to come if we're going to overlook any cup. That immaturity that you still engage in is a curse. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? That immaturity that you still engage in is a curse. Those of you that still fall to peer pressure, those of you that are still under the control of people pleasing, those of you that are still wearing a mask, when you love someone, and you are of a stable mind, you are intellectually alert, and you behave accordingly. Some mistakes you make you cannot turn back the hands of time. Accepting that is on the road to maturity. There are lessons being taught to us in the school called life. Some of us are students, and some of us are teachers. Different times, different occasions. But all in divine timing. The youth is heavily persuaded to participate in sports, not only because of the development and possibilities of making it big and in the big leagues, but also to develop sportsmanship. There are times you win. There are times you lose. There are times you fail. There are times you work harder. There are times you practice. There are times you win. The same way we introduce these concepts to the youth is the same way we need to uphold a standard of emotional regulation when engaging with our peers in population. It is time for quote unquote adults to show up as adults. It is time to stop cheating. It is time to quit when you don't want to go to practice. It is time to sit on the bench until you're called. Runners up. Marinate in that. Understand that. Live up to that. Some of you have hurt many in areas relating to mentality. You have laughed at them. You have mocked them. You have tried to diminish them. You've participated in dehumanizing them. You've lied on them. This is the time that you surrender to the authority of God and accept that God took them in and put them back together. And once he's cleaned up a mess, he doesn't allow it to return to a mess. His time, effort, and breath of rebirth is not available for your schedule. Those of you who were fortunate enough to reach to God and received healing in areas relating to the traumas that have kept you bonded for longer than their expiration dates. Hold on tight to your gift. I said, hold on tight to your gift. Hold on to your gift. Because it is divine. And one of a kind. Embrace your healing. Maintain your healing. Do not allow, I'm sorry, I have an explanation, I can explain, I've changed, I surrender, I can do better now. To deter you from your path. Manipulation is a weapon. Do not allow for your past abusers to tell you that you need to forgive. You need to reconcile. You need to do it now. The truth is, majority of you, including myself, are so far and detached from yesterday's attack that your only focus now is cleaning house. You are no longer waiting for an apology. You are no longer waiting to be friends. You are no longer recalling yesterday's tortures. You are cleaning house and making space for this new day. I do not need apologies from liars. I do not need apologies from people I don't trust. I do not need apologies from people that need to sacrifice me. I do not need apologies from people who are still trying to save their soul. Keep your apologies. If anything is needed, it is the fruit of the universe, which is balance. The only form of truth in attempt of making a peace offering is to pay back your debt. You cannot approach someone and say, let's start over. Let's be friends. We can pass this. Meanwhile, you and your entourage premeditated in invading her home, premeditated in exploiting her sexually, premeditated in stealing from her, premeditated in pushing her to insanity, premeditated in bringing her and her child to their death. That is your mirror and your portrait. And God's evidence. Confirmation. You're sorry, but you don't tell the FBI. You don't tell the police. You don't tell the authorities who paid you to kidnap her. Who paid you to kill her? Who paid you to sexually exploit her? Who paid you to spy on her? Who paid you to invade her home? Who paid you to expose her family to your corruption? But you're sorry. But it could still work out. But we can still move past this. But I still owe you money. And I still stole your inheritance. But I still do spell work to erase your memory. So I can stay scot-free. But we can still move past this. We can still make up. We can still be good friends. The devil is a liar. I said the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Your home is hell. Body, physical. Those of you that experienced abuse, that were overworked, that worked more than one job, in belief that you shared a vision with a once spouse that was an ingrate. To legalize and tend to his immigration affairs. You allowed yourself to overwork, to build on savings, to assist in solution. Meanwhile, in your efforts of being overworked, of providing housing, food, and clothing, you were being utilized as a target practice for covens and organizations around the world who can kill her first. Bets being made. Who can kill her first? Laughter, drinks, drugs, parties, in engagement. With other cannibals. Waiting for that special day. I won. I finally killed the itch. The itch that tomorrow that I would need. That tomorrow I would recognize was in her truth. That tomorrow I would recognize that wasn't a hypocrite. That tomorrow I would recognize that she was authentic. That tomorrow I would still pretend so I can steal from her. Because the goal is the win. I said the goal is the win. In this minute, this moment, this second, the goal is still and forever will be the win. I need her sacrificed. I need her money. Confirmation. I need her bloodshed. I need her gifts. I need her light. I need her favor. I need her connections. I need her soul. God is talking. I said God is talking. Listen carefully and maneuver accordingly. I find it amazing how people can do love spells and feel that it is an insult when the person awakes from the spell and is not attracted to you, does not feel any chemistry with you, does not want you. Are you slow? I said, are you slow? A spell is not someone's free will. I'm going to say it again because I know we have the slow. I said, I know we have the slow. A spell is not someone's free will. A spell will never be someone's free will. Therefore, when God shows up and clears all her eyes, and she detests the essence of you, and this is disgusted by everything you can do. She owes you no apologies. She could not have played you if she was under a spell. See, that's a lie of the devil. That's your drugs controlling your mind. That's your mental illness. That's your bruised ego. Because she cannot play you under mind control. In fact, God had to set her free. God and only God is and forever will be in control. No one in their right mind would partner up with someone knowingly that he manipulates those in his circle for his favorable outcomes. Selfish as they may be. For his favorable outcomes. I was not born to be guess what? I was not born to be guess what? I was not born to be a slave. That is not my portion. That will never be my portion. In all realms, all dimensions, past, present, and future. That curse is returned to sender. All senders. Every sender in all capacities of involvement. In all capacities of involvement. That curse is returned to senders. So when you wake up as a slave, I said when you wake up as a slave, when you wake up as a slave, you will remember today. Be careful with me. Don't try me. Soul spiritual. Everything in the dark shall come to light. Everything done in the dark shall come to light. Everything being done in the dark is coming to light. Our channeled song is remarkable. It's remarkable because it shows the power of God. It's remarkable because it shows healing is possible. It's real. It's forevermore. The name of this song is Nothing Even Matters. Lauryn Hill. It has an effect on most by taking you to the happiest times of your life. Those that have experienced such times. And keeps you in that present sensation where nothing even matters. Not the past failed attempts of bringing hurt. Not the present failed attempts of bringing hurt. Not the future failed attempts of bringing hurt. Because God heals. And when you surrender to His healing, and His renewal, and his molding and his preparation for your destiny. That song is born in your physical, your mental, and your spiritual. It's born and you surrender to it. This song speaks of a love so strong that nothing else even matters. When you surrender to God and His will for your life, you surrender to the fact that I know you know what's best for me. I know you know what I like. I know you know who'll treat me right. And you close your eyes. And fall to wherever He's guided you to land. You will wake up with the sweet sound of nothing even matters. Because love will be all that you see. It will be all that you speak. It will be all that you know. And this is why I've grown. I've grown to see my reflection. I've grown to see where I came at 100%, where I came at 90%, where I came at 80%, where I never came. I've made peace with the fact that I've only presented myself in the percentage that I felt comfortable with doing so. Which means is, if I was in the proximity with someone who was on reservation, who only allowed some of himself to be introduced to me. I've learned. In return, I only allowed some of myself to make the acquaintance of him. That is what nothing even matters teaches me. Because nothing even matters only happens when both of you feel free enough to be authentic and to see each other through the eyes of God. I can tell you, without getting too personal, that I now know for certain that in this journey we call life, one of the lessons I learned this time was how it is to be loved. How it is to experience being loved. I didn't say how it is to experience loving. I said how it is to experience being loved. There's a difference. In the process of speaking to you, I received a message through an angel number. And I feel I should share it with you. Your angels are supporting you as you make way through the shifts that you are occurring at this time. Stay focused on the light and never let anything dull your sparkle. I believe that message is not only addressed to me, it is addressed to many that have experienced some type of hardship, some type of crisis, some type of trauma, and have begun to hide themselves. Confirmation. In fear of being hurt again. My recommendation to you is to ask God to free you from yesterday's pains. To ask Him to cleanse you from all residue that no longer serves you. To ask Him to hold your hand. And those times that you need to be hugged, to ask Him for a hug. I've shared this before, a while back, but it's being brought to my attention to share it again. There was a time that I experienced my biggest betrayal in my entire existence. It caused me to even question this race called life. What is the purpose? Why am I here? What am I gaining? Why make the effort? And it was in that moment I needed God to show up for me. I needed God to tell me He loved me. I needed God to tell me He was here with me. Because I needed to return to me. I needed to be strong, to be that parent who had a child who depended on me. And in my cries to God, I remember asking Him for a hug. I was alone in my room. Hiding from my child. Because what hurts me hurts him. Refusing to allow him to see me hurt. Crying in my pillow. And I said, God, what hurts me the most is not the actions that were taken. What hurts me the most is that I allowed myself to trust him. I was angry towards self. That is called depression. When you're angry towards yourself. And in that moment, thank you, God. Oh, God is so good, and He's always talking, and He's ever present. And I am so loved. More than I ever thought I would ever be. He allowed myself to feel a hug. And there was no one else in that room with me. It is an experience I will never forget. But it is closely expressed as if I was being hugged by the wings of an angel. I felt comfort, safe, secure, loved, strengthened, and heard. He heard my prayer. And there began my relationship and communication to my spiritual support team. People, I am never alone. Whatever I need, I ask. And whatever I ask is provided. I said, whatever I ask is provided. And provided in a capacity that surpasses my requests. I know I'm blessed. Confirmation. I know I'm favored. I know I'm special in the eyes of God. But until you have your own personal relationship with God, there are certain favors that you will have to train yourself, uplift yourself, encourage yourself in order to receive. Those who open their mouths get fed. But if you think you know it all because you have a spell book, if you think you know it all because you think You're the top magician. If you think you know it all because you have followers, then you'll have to take care of it all. The ones who get assisted are the ones that know they don't know it all. Are the ones that know that God is in control. Are the ones that know that God makes everything better. It's not for me to tell you what to want, what to not want, what to like, what to dislike. But it is for me to tell you, as it is the message being sent, it's time for you to get to know you. That begins with start concentrating on yourself. That means that you would stop obsessing on others. That you would actively participate in strategies that would attract balance in your lives. To many, my life seems boring. To many, it seems weird. To many, I'm misunderstood. You know what else is to many? Can anyone guess what else is too many? Do you want a clue to what is to many? The fact that I am loved, physical, mental, and spiritual. And if I'm going to go on this journey called life, the only thing that would make it worth it is love. Not your money, not your status, not your friendship, not your house, not your popularity, not your connections, not your power, not your low vibrations, not your lust. But love in its purity, in its sincerity, in infinity. Not everyone gets to indulge in love. But when you do, you understand that the only thing that matters is love. Because in love, you have everything you want, everything you need, everything you desire. And nothing else even matters to me. May you find your way. May you all find your way to the love that is available to you. Love is kind, and so be kind. When you make the acquaintance of love. I understand that some people spend their lives, cursing dreams, and discouraging others. Some people manifest and live their dreams while awake. It's a choice. I want to share with you the cards that I received. The first card is lessons and blessings. And what's significant about this card is it came out backwards. That's telling me that there are those that don't want us to learn our lessons. Because if we don't learn our lessons, we have to repeat our cycles. And when we repeat our cycles, we don't receive our blessings. And the fact that there is a watch on the card is telling me that time, divine time, is significant. The next card is medicine man or woman. And it was also backwards, which is telling me that there are those that don't want us to know our power. It benefits them that we don't know our power so we can be codependent to them. So we can feel that we need them. So they can feel a sense of control. Oh, you need me. I recall being in a relationship, an abusive relationship, my past relationship, where I would always get told, if you leave, it's going to be worse because the men out there will do this. They'll abuse you. They'll do this. They'll make it worse. They'll abuse you. It's best you stay with me. That is a form of manipulation. It is to make it a challenge for you to leave toxicity in order for you to submit to toxicity and not arrive at a point of victory that is available through the footsteps that God and only God can pave for you. So if you are in this position where you're being told, you'll never find better than me. Oh, the men out there are worse. You think I'm a problem? Wait till you get out there. I mean, I've been told, after breaking an engagement, I was told, you'll never get married. I did. I also got divorced. I also am very much happy, content in my relationship. So life does go on. And brighter days. See, that's my throat chakra again. And I was going to relay a message towards the end of the episode, but God's putting it on my heart to mention it now. The person that is messing with my throat chakra is a woman. God told me to tell you that you will get throat cancer. Let that marinate. You will get throat cancer and you will lose your voice in its entirety. And the reason why is because the demon that has possessed you is trying to aggravate me in presenting the lessons that God has assigned me to do and to teach the community. The Jezebel spirit, the HIV spirit, the death spirit, the cursed spirit, the demonized spirit will be below my feet. That message was given to me since last night. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share exactly what I was told. The reason why I am being attacked through my throat chakra is, one, to bring disturbance. We were just flowing, learning, and teaching, correct? Well, confirmation. It is being done to bring disturbance in order to keep people in a lower vibration, to keep people in an ignorant mentality, to keep people in misery like you. You chose to be a whore. It was a choice. It was your decision. It was your low functioning. It was your generational curse. I keep hearing cancer, 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 cancer. Cancer, throat cancer. I see you on your knees. Participating in a gang orgy and giving every man a blow. The cancer was attracted by you. Your actions and the disgusting things that you do. What do you expect? Putting your mouth on everything that you see. You will learn the power of God. You will learn how insignificant you are. You will burn in hell on earth. Your HIV is not my portion. Your HIV is not my portion. Your HIV is not my portion. The whore that you are and the misery that you live is compelling you to push your lover to bring in more victims for the polygamous lifestyle that you share, to infect them with your death sentence. God has awakened me to your dream. And God has spared me from those screams. You see, I don't participate in orgies. I'm not nasty on my knees. You reek of your activities. Cursed you shall be. You will die as you scream. But no one will hear your pleas. Your disrespect for God is at an all-time high. The spirit of suicide. I see the spirit of suicide spiraling around your crown chakra to your throat chakra, to where was designed for a heart chakra. As we all know, it's already deteriorated. The spiral goes down your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and the emptiness therein. Your sacral chakra infected while you sleep with your kin. Your root chakra weak, with no self-esteem, no confidence, no assurance, no security, no backing, no nothing. You cannot reach me. You are below my feet. Concubine, know your place. Concubine, know your place. Concubine, know your place. And this is exactly why you cannot go into union with just anybody. Some people are not only possessed, they are already dead. Their bodies are already the possessions of the dead. This is why they thirst and hunger for more blood. They're already dead, and they are among you. They are touching you. They are smiling with you. They are kissing you. They are pretending to love you. And you let them in. And you go into your death traps. There is no doubt in my mind that she is a demon because of the fact that the loser that she is still obsessed about is not in my life. The last time I saw that mistake was in 2019. I am happy and content with my man. An experience you will never have. Because your contentment comes with pennies. Give me money. Oh, your energy is so nasty. Disgusted. And to be so young and so ran through. There's no excuse. Clearly, your parents failed you. Yeah. They failed you and you failed them. It's high time that you do your HIV research, okay? Find out what treatments are out there, okay? Find out what regimen you need to be on, okay? Find out your blood count, okay? Find out who else on that long list of yours that you haven't notified yet of your status, okay? Okay? Because that is not my portion. Because it was my prophecy, was it not? Because it was your portion. Because it was you that continued to lay down with them. I see the rashes. I smell the stench. You're so raw. You scratch so much, you're raw in your skin. You cry. for hours without end. You take spiritual baths and wake up and don't understand the blend because you see black. The entire body of water is black, dirty like you. You put your child in spiritual baths because you know your child is possessed. The water turns black. You sleep around with men who tell you that they will leave you the next time you act out like that during sleep. You jump up possessed. You bring them to fear. The demons control you. Your end is near. Khadijah, I know who you are. Khadijah, I know who you are. Khadijah, I know who you are. Tyler, I know who you are. Tyler, I know who you are. Tyler, I know who you are. Infections, I know who you are. Infected, I know who you are. Infected, I know who you are. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Now I'm going to get back to what I was saying, because I refuse the demon that think that they can make some type of effect in my performance to have the false belief that they can interfere in what I have to say and what I want you to see and know. As I was saying, medicine man or medicine woman, in the past, medicine man and medicine woman was considered in some circles to have some type of stereotypical view. People sometimes associated them with a negative line of work. But today, we are being awakened to that empowerment comes in all shapes and forms. We are being awakened to the fact that duality is all over. Everything comes in duality. And so there are those that are medicine men and those that are medicine women that are of a higher vibration, and there are those that are of a lower vibration. And those that are of a higher vibration understand it is a gift. And those that are of a lower vibration receive karma as it is a curse. So balance is the fruit of the universe. There comes a time when high vibration is the source. There also comes a time when you do no harm and take no nonsense. And that is the balance of the universe. If you do not align to such perimeters, you are on your own in the outskirts of free will. Remember who you are is the message that is being told to me. Remember who you are, because some of you can heal yourselves. Physical, mental, and spiritual. And the fact that the next card is communal living and that it was backwards, and now it's, when I turn it around, it's communal living, is assisting me to recall that in attempt to break me down after my monies were stolen, the party and the rejoicing surrounded in the fact that, or the belief that I would never be able to support myself, to pull myself up, to put myself together, to care for my family, to keep a roof over my head, to do everything that I'm responsible to do. And God brought me out. And unlike others who have been subjected to communal living, such as shelters, I never had to go down that route. But some of my enemies are now enduring homelessness. Some of my enemies are now enduring the fact that they were kicked out. Once they were uncovered for the demons that they are, for the prostitutes that they are, for the liars that they are, for the drug addicts that they are, for the karmics that they are, for the thieves that they are. They are being kicked out of not only homes, but out of circles, out of connections, out of relationships, out of families, and being outcasted. And so sometimes What the enemy plans for you becomes their inheritance. The next card is the sun. The sun is shining light on truth. Everything that was hidden, it is shining light on the growth surrounding life, the transformations that are taking place, the shifts that are being put in order. The light that is meant to shine. Do not let these lower energies diminish your sparkle. Next card is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And this is why you don't surrender to being a free-for-all. This is why you apply for a job and support yourself. This is why you understand karma. This is why you receive what you worked for. It's an act of self-love. If you want a harvest, you must work for a harvest. If you want self-respect, you must earn self-respect. If you want to be romantically attractive, you must not be a community free-for-all. Point blank, period. Next card is endings and rebirth. Influencing health and longevity. Sometimes what those intended to curse you with, in your surrendering to God, and allowing the dreams of yesterday to die, God gives you rebirth, a new direction, a new life, a new opportunity to experience good health mentally. Can we say mentally? Physically. Can we say physically? Spiritually. Can we say spiritually? And longevity. Next card is Lodge. Counsel. it's important for everyone to experience seasons of retreat, especially when you feel off course or you feel you need guidance, you need assistance, you need rebirth. Okay? Because when you go to counsel, when you make yourself available for counsel, that's when you receive it. You need to quiet down. You need to turn off your technology. You need to be hydrated. You need to be in a quiet space. You need to be comfortable. You need to be free. You need to be willing to receive. And you will receive counsel. Next card is the sixth chakra, your third eye. And that's following counsel. God will reveal things to you through visions, dreams, and understanding. You will see things as they are, not in illusion. Next card is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. This is in relation to these people that are sick physically, mentally, and spiritually, that engage in criminal behavior with their entourage to continue to persecute those that have been saved by grace. Can we say saved by grace? I'm being told that some of you out there that still have refused to go to get tested and go to get your lab results and such for and so forth. You might want to do that. Okay. You really might want to do that. Okay. I'm going to say it one more time because you're infecting your communities. You really want to do that. Okay. Because there's a spread. I said there is a spread. As I shared in the last episode, there will be a wave of death. And this is why God always warns. You see? He always sends the prophets. You see? He always gave us a chance. You see? But some of us believe that we know better than him and believe that everyone else that surrenders to him is to be mocked, is to be made fun of, is to be laughed at, is to be ridiculed, is to be called crazy. Meanwhile, they're in good health. Meanwhile, they don't get infected. Meanwhile, they have longevity. You see? Do you see? Do you hear? Do you know your status? That part. I said that part. Child, Sometimes you think you're stealing somebody and you think he's a winner. Meanwhile, he can get down low all the way to the flow. And you have no idea of the secrets that only he shares with those that are down low with him. And it's until you get your rashes, your odors, your discolorations, your test results, your unexplainable symptoms. Oh yeah, that is when you wake up. And then you go to the low vibrational witch doctor. And you say, send it back to sender. Not realizing that death sentence was acquired by your intentions. There are many of you that are out there going to practitioners saying, oh, so-and-so is doing work on me. Meanwhile, so-and-so refused what you sent. So-and-so back to sender. So-and-so left your so-called winner in the rain with you, refusing to cry with you. You understand? Because once you do a love spell, and this is why I'm totally against these types of spell works, and the person doesn't love you, and you put a love spell on them, they begin to act out of order. Certain things that they begin to do, they weren't even doing before. But it's because their mind is not right. And so they're with you because they feel the pull of that spell to be with you. But they do not feel what they need to feel nourished, to feel loved, to feel complete, to feel uplifted, to feel guided, to feel in God's order. And so they begin to act out and fall into addiction to fill a void. And then they begin to sleep with this one and that one and this one and that one and he and she and them and they and all. And pick up gifts that keep on giving. And bring those gifts to you. Because you refuse to listen to God when God told you to walk away. Because you chose to be and follow the devil's way. Because it was your destiny. To no longer be free. To your list of diagnosis. Next card is Child. Liberating the oppressed. Thank God for liberation. Deliverance from persecution. That's another thing. It's another revelation I got. I got a lot, honey. The next revelation I got is due to the fact that these delinquents refuse to move on in their journeys deep in hell that they signed up for. And they continue to attempt to be thorns. They will lose their lives. I'm going to say that one more time. I said God said. God said, I'm going to say it one more time. God said, due to the fact that these delinquents refuse to move on and go into the depths of hell that they signed up for, and they continue to persecute you, they will die. You see? That's why you have a death sentence. That's why there will be certain cocktails that other people with your diagnosis can have and will use and will live, and you will die. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is a channeled message. That there will be certain cocktails that others with your same diagnosis will have and will use and will live. And meanwhile, when you use, you still will die. Message sent. Because you refuse to leave God's own alone. Because the devil has already taken possession of your body. You are already dead. You are no longer here. And those that are in your circles are under an illusion. And they will not finish until they execute death of you. Not only physical, not only mental, not only spiritual, but altogether. Your mental is already not there. Okay. Your spiritual is already not there. Okay. They're working on the last bit, the physical. And so you guys will be used as whores and will be making a living as whores. And I'm going to tell you straight up why it is. I'm going to tell you from God's mouth. I was told the reason why you will live the rest of your days as whores is because you had the audacity to put your mouth on me. You had the audacity to speak on my name. You had the audacity to paint me as you. You had the audacity to